cracked here, blew off, cracked, and leaked all over. We're gonna do an honest review here all about this SL550. Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, your oil and lube specialist. Today's exciting. We're gonna be saying goodbye to the synthetic oil protection machine. That was the 2013 SL550 Mercedes-Benz V8 twin turbo. Great car, got it at 41,000 miles. Now it's got about 116 on her. We got the C6 Corvette back. This is my all-time favorite car. Love my C5, but now I got the C6, and now we got the synthetic oil protection machine. So this little thing here, this little plastic thing, doesn't really retract all the way. We're gonna do an honest review here, all about this SL550, about the ownership, the cost of ownership, what it costs, and what it's really like to own a Mercedes. You get a lot of people, they say they're all bad. And it's just simply not true. They're not all bad. They're really a solid car, very safe car, very quiet car, a lot of soundproofing. But I want to share the truth on all the plastic things that have broken on it. And you make the decision of whether it's worth it for you to get a car of this caliber. First thing that broke on it was a coil went at about 50,000 miles. And one of the coils are up in here, goes up against the spark plug, and that went. Next thing was this plastic hose cracked here. This is like a coolant line that goes here. Then this one got brittle, so I replaced it. I replaced this one before it cracked. And then there's another plastic one that's in here, and I replaced that turbo cooler there. There's also another plastic line that broke here. Down here, this piece of plastic is where coolant runs through. This goes down, through, and down here. And this whole plastic thing here cracked and leaked all over down here. This hose over here blew off at 50,000 miles when I first got it. Put clamps on every hose, because what happens is as the plastic expands and contracts, it actually shrinks. The oils burn off in the plastic and it gets smaller. So that crimped clamp that's fixed from the factory, when they crimp it, it's only one size. That metal won't change. But the plastic inside the rubber hose shrinks, and then it blew it off. So all the coolant went all over the motor, and I had to fix that. This is the second set of these little plastic intakes to go onto here. This one cracked right here. And I taped it, I duct taped it, because I just didn't have time to order another one. The rear trunk wires broke on the car. This is a really nice feature. I love it. This is my all-time favorite city car I've ever driven. I give it a 10 out of 10 for city driving. It turns super tight. So this wire cracked inside here, and so this whole harness was replaced. I had a guy do it. Cost was probably $1,700 with all the time, the labor, running around. I had a hydraulic ram go. I think one of these hydraulic rams went. That was a few $100. And what else went on it? Inside, the other interior stuff is kind of starting to peel. You'll notice this little piece on the handle is starting to peel here. These are bubbling. So it's really weird. This is made out of like a really nice billet aluminum, the shifter, but all these parts are made out of plastic. So all the plastic parts inside this car, even on the steering wheel, is starting to bubble. All that stuff is gonna crack. This car was kept in great shape. I don't race this car. I don't beat up on this car. This car is taken care of better than probably 99% of anyone on the road you're gonna see. And it just has all these little things breaking on it. And the last straw that got me below the belt, where I got all self-conscious, and then I started getting some heart palpitations at night, I was concerned what could happen next. Almost like the bad seed, the 1956 Patty McCormick. You know, you just never know how or when the next person's gonna die. Here, there's a cute little 1.5 turn petcock screw where you can drain the radiator underneath here. That little screw popped out. There's two little teeny plastic ears that are about this big that cracked, and those cracked and it spat out the plug. I PB permanent water bonded that cork in, so now that'll never come out again. And so if I wanted to keep this car, which I could, and it's a great car. You could have it for another 20 years easy, another 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. The motor's good, transmission's perfect, runs better than brand new, shifts better than brand new. But what I'd have to do is I'd have to make all these parts out of billet aluminum or out of aircraft titanium. So all these little plastic parts you would 3D print to fix this car. And if you did, like this plastic thing here, this is plastic, this is gonna peel. So if you made this out of aircraft titanium and then had it coated, it wouldn't break down and stuff. And so I already glued this here on that little handle, this handle here. And what else? Seats are holding up really good. The massaging seats are incredible. This car puts the power down the best out of any rear wheel drive car I've driven. This car did a 3.8 seconds 0 to 60 on the street with a 200-pound passenger at 96 degrees out at 2,600 feet above sea level. So this car down in San Diego at sea level with no passengers or cargo would probably do a 3.6 seconds 0 to 60. This car was dynoed out at 520 wheel torque at 2,600 RPM. And that's because we did the intercooler fluid. It has a better heat transfer. So now you're gonna hear this car start. It runs absolutely perfect. And today I'm gonna be dropping it off at CarMax. You're gonna see a brand new car is going bye-bye. And it's the best city car I've ever driven. So here's the car after sitting for about a week. She sounds like. There she is. And we got our title right here. The car with 41,000 miles on it. And I got it for $38,000. And the car now has 116,000 miles. And this is in about 3.5 years I put these miles on it. And they were great miles. I had a blast with the car. Totally worth the learning lesson, I could call it. You know, it was a good learning lesson. And I gotta say, the German engineering is the next level. It's the real deal. The car does everything it says. And so we're gonna lock her up here. Just drop that, boom, trunk, good. We're gonna drop our hood, and I'm gonna show you my maintenance schedule on this vehicle to keep this thing running better than brand new. I mean, it runs amazing. Drop her down. There she is. And now we're gonna take a look at our maintenance books on her. What I do with all my vehicles, from the day I get my car, I get a memo pad and I write down everything I do to it. So first oil change at 4,300 miles. Next at 53, we did oil analysis. Then I changed the coolant on 6/12/21. Did the brake fluid, which you do the brake fluid every year on a car like this. K&N filter. We did the oil changed, brake fluid. We got the other filter here, oil filter changed. So everything we did to her, everything we fixed, oil filter changed, brake fluid changed, and everything else. I'm just going to show you every plastic's done. At the end, I had to get a mobile mechanic. It was just starting to get to me. I was just spending so much time, and that's what really got me, was the time of fixing things. Money was very little. The plastic parts are 20 bucks, but when you take 2-3 hours, for me, you know, 4 hours of my time is a couple $100, you know, loss in time. So I can't afford to spend too much time on stuff that's not helping someone or making money for someone or helping somebody. New engine mounts we did at 100,000. So now the car has 0 vibration. It runs perfect. And there's our oil changed, coolant changed, and that's it. I'm no car collector. You know, if I was a car collector, I would keep the car, but I got, you know, 4 vehicles. Not really into being a big car collector. That's not my shindig. Alrighty, time to go ahead and drop the top here, and we're gonna go drop her off here. So yeah, you know, very luxurious vehicle. Solid, puts down power great. Definitely more high maintenance. I would say the cost of ownership for my old C5 Corvette was 5.7 times. I think I did some calculations. So between fixing it and doing the maintenance on it, with the little plastic parts, which there's a lot of plastic parts that I didn't mention that broke. I can't even remember. It's like a selective memory thing. Car runs impeccable. And we give you guys a little tip in here so you guys can feel what she feels like. Hopefully the camera doesn't fly off the windshield, but we'll do just a little tip in. So there's second gear, there's third gear. A little tip in, 520 wheel torque. Unbelievable how much bottom end power, and yeah, just unreal. Just little squiggles. I mean, amazing. The output of this little teeny 4.6 liter motor is just unreal. Best power delivery of any turbo car I've ever driven. The best city car I've ever driven is this car. The highway driving, if I give this a 10 out of 10 on city driving, I give this car on highway driving a 7.6 out of 10. So that's not one of its strong points. I'm going to pull over and throw up the top because it's 43 degrees out here. I don't want to be in the cold, and we're just giving a very thorough, comprehensive review, which I love sharing truth and stuff. And so we're going to put this top up. Now we're going to make a U-turn, and this is super narrow where I'm going to make a U-turn, and this thing just turns on a dime. I mean, the handling, the steering is so nice when you make a U-turn. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's just crazy. So here we go. Here's this U-turn. We're starting the turn right now. I turned. Boom, done. No slowing down, nothing. So the rake on the way the suspension geometry is, this car is meant to hook up and go, and it's also meant to turn really good at slow speed. So I would say this is the easiest car to drive slow, but it's fairly hard to drive fast because at speed, it just doesn't handle speed great. Like I said, I give this maybe like a 7.6 of 10 on the highway. It's not a great highway car. But if you're talking on Bluetooth, hands-free calling, and you do a lot of business deals, this thing is like a little baby S-Class. It's super quiet, phenomenal car. It's always going to have a place in my heart. I love the car. And but for right now, it's not really my speed. It's not really making me happy anymore. And when I got this car, and you can see the video at the end of this, I'll put it, picking up my car and driving it back to Vegas. This car was the easiest car in the world to buy. Easy to buy it. It was easy making the deal for 38 grand. Easy driving it back. I called this car the best laid on in the world. She just laid right down and she gave me everything. First time, everything was perfect. And this car really was that easy to get. As far as getting rid of it and maintaining it, was 5.6 times more cost of ownership than my C5 Corvette. Those are the real numbers. And the time was about, to fix things, which on my C5 I fixed two things. I fixed a wheel bearing when I hit a pothole, it cracked it, and that was my fault. It was so deep when I hit it, I compressed and bounced up and my hair touched the roof. It was a 13-inch pothole driving it back from Michigan, and then I cracked the water bottle, which cracked on me, and that leaked coolant. And those are the only things that broke in my Corvette from 30,000 miles to 106,000. And then my Corvette got totaled. A new driver on a Friday night, he was distracted, and just a resilient kid out trying to figure out life and just racing around with a lifted truck, and he just swerved right over the front of my car, spun out, almost hit the car next to me. No one got hurt, and you know, I think it was all meant to be. You know, the kid, I'm sure he's gonna learn how to drive more cautiously, and you know, when you drive a heavy duty truck like that that's lifted, you gotta really watch everything around you. and it was just unfortunate, and thank goodness no one got hurt. So that video will also go at the end of this video. We'll show that. One of the best hardtop convertibles you're going to buy in the world. It's one of the best production cars in the world, and you know, I'm not a complainer type of person without giving a resolution, but the resolution is you just take billet aluminum or aircraft titanium, and you make all these plastic pieces that are in this car, and you 3D print them out of billet aluminum or aircraft titanium. I don't know which one would be better. And you put them back, and you could probably keep this car for another 30 years. You know, it's really that good of a car. It really is. And I want to personally thank the engineers in Germany that built this car. Very impressive vehicle, and it's the real deal. And to me, I'm all about sharing the real deal. I don't pad stuff on the channel. When I say I change my oil on this at 15,000 miles and do oil analysis, I did. The motor's making, you know, 20% better drivability, better downshifting, less vibration. It's making more power. It's getting 20.7 average miles a gallon. So I mean, you know, the products and what we did to this car, which you can do to your car. You don't have to have a special car. This isn't a special car. This takes all the same fluids any other car does. Same coolant, same transmission fluid, same gear lube. So don't let people tell you you have a special car and it takes special oil. That's a lot of BS that people try to scare people to get you to buy their stuff. You can use any oil you want. The warranty's not going to kick in for you anyways, because everything on this car, it's all after like 3 years, all the interior warranty is already up. So there's the powertrain warranty, and then there's the bumper-to-bumper warranty. Your bumper-to-bumper warranty is done in 3 years. The only person that can buy this car and never fix anything is someone that buys it brand new, which this car is 120 grand brand new, and that's like a heart surgeon or someone that's a doctor. They make, you know, $500,000 a year after tax or more, and they don't even care about the price of this car. It's dirt cheap for them. So for that person that has that money that buys this car new, they're never going to fix this car. So I was fortunate enough to have enough money to buy this car used, get the whole experience. I'm happy I did, very proud I did, and yeah, I mean, very, very, very responsive car, not a toy. Not a car to mess around with. This car will hit the rev governor in like 7-8 seconds. You know, you're going 60 miles an hour on the highway, and from the second you floor it, you're going to hit the rev governor at 160 miles an hour. You know, this car with a tune and degoverned is probably a 207 mile an hour car. The real deal. Yeah, I want to share the truth. I hope you love this review. Give it a thumbs up. If you have a story with a car that kind of got you below the belt, you know, if you got tapped where you shouldn't have at the wrong time, let us know. But I want to thank everyone for being a part of the channel. Still love the car, and I would still get an S-Class Mercedes. That's my favorite four-door sedan for drivability and comfort. I love the S-Class Mercedes. Still love the SL550. For me, and the way I drive and the handling that I like the Corvette better. It's just a personal touch. And best car I've ever driven, just so you know, is the 458 Italia Ferrari. That car handles unbelievable. I gave it a 10 out of 10. Ferrari, man, crazy good cars. Love sharing my experience and sharing the truth with everybody. So if you love it, definitely come back, see some more videos. Happy to answer all your questions. My name's Eben, your oil and lube specialist. Check out this video here. This is a funny one. Now it's funny that no one got hurt, of me totaling my Corvette. And this video here is the day I bought this car. See you back next time right here on Synthetic Oil Protection. Remember, if you use protection on your vehicles will always be happy. Peace out. We'll see you back next time right here on Synthetic Oil Protection.